What's going on, guys? It's Craig with Take 360. Today we're going to talk about recaulking your bathtub. Alright, so first and foremost, thank you for clicking on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. So let's jump right into it. So the first thing you're going to want to do is obviously you're going to want to determine where you're going to need some caulking at. Most of the time it's right around these little edges right here around the edge of the tub. That's usually most common spots, but there's also some other places that could need it. Like around your shower bar, if you have one. Not everybody has a shower bar, I'm aware of that. Soap dishes and such. But today we're going to be focusing on down here at the bottom. Now on this particular bathroom, basically the caulking has started peeling away from the wall, and it's allowing water to get in behind the wall in the bathtub, and which can lead into more problems. Now what you also need to make sure you do, or to be aware of when you do this, you need to make sure that you're going to be able to leave your bathtub down for at least a good 12 hours for this stuff to dry. To let it all cure and dry out before you try to reuse it, because if you try to reuse it while the stuff is drying, you can wash it out, or it may not dry right, and you can end up having more problems in the long run. So just make sure you have the time to be able to not use your tub, or be able to use a different one in the house or wherever you may be at. So without keep dragging this on, let's jump over here to it and we'll show you what we're going to do. Alright, so on this particular tub, I'm obviously not going to do the whole thing because it's not all messed up. Like I got a pretty good spot here, but then it starts kind of messing up around in here, and it's just kind of all the way around where it's separated from the wall and the tub. So basically we're going to cut all this out. This side I'm really not going to mess with, but mostly all this right here, because it just, as you see, it's just kind of, it's separated the top, it just, maybe it wasn't cleaned well when they did it last, or whatever it may be. So we're going to get that cut out and get it redone. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to cut this out, just so you can do it as well. All right, so basically I'm going to try to hold this camera and show you at the same time. Now, I have just a regular old Milwaukee razor blade. You don't have to have a Milwaukee razor blade. You can use pretty much any kind of razor knife. I just like this one because it's sturdy. It doesn't fall apart and break like some of the other ones. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a good fresh razor blade. I'm going to get down here and put it rest on the bottom of the tub, and I'm basically going to take it and stab into the wall, and then I'm basically going to take it and you're just going to pull it all the way down. And you don't have to go slow with this. You can go as fast as you want, and that basically just separates the caulking from the tub. And then once you get it all the way down, then you're going to come back where you started, then take your blade, put it up against the tile, and then get up over the caulking, push down, and you're going to drag it, do the same thing. And as you see, it's already coming out, most of it. Keep on going, and then you just take it and cut it wherever you want to stop, and then it pretty much just comes right out. So that's kind of how that goes, and most of the time you can just grab it and pull it the rest of the way out, which I like doing that, because what that does is that lets, when I grab it and pull it and it keeps coming off by itself, that lets me know that that caulking is not stuck well anyways, and it needs to come off. So we're going to do the same thing here, and then we're going to come back down the same way, and then grab it and just kind of peel it out. See how that came off in that corner? That means that need to come off anyway, obviously. So, like I said, so basically when you're cutting it, you want to kind of cut it kind of like at a kind of like how this angle is right here, from here to here. You want to cut it kind of the same angle down here. You want to cut it one way flat with the tub, cut it another way flat this way, and just cut it across, and that basically cuts it flat this way and down. And then a lot of times you'll get like this leftover stuff right here. You get it on the tile, or you get it on the tub. You can take any kind of scraper. I usually just take the same razor blade I had in my razor, and I'll grab it and run it along the tub, and I'll get a lot of that stuff up like that is loose, and just get it off of there, so when you go to run another bead through here, it'll stick well and it won't come loose. And then you do the same thing on the tile. So let me get this cleaned up and I'll show you how to run a bead on it. Alright, so now that I got all the spot cut out and cleaned up that I'm going to replace the caulking on, let's go and take a look at the caulking tube and show y'all how to cut that. All right, so this is what we're going to use here. We're going to use DAP Quick Seal, and it's basically for kitchen and bath adhesive caulking. Waterproof seal, mold and mildew resistant, bonds like glue, paintable, and easy cleanup. Now, this is what I like to use, obviously, because it's just in a squeeze tube. You don't have to get a whole caulking gun and all this stuff like that. And also, if you go and buy this stuff, make sure you look up here and make sure you get white or whatever color that you specifically want. Some people want like a brown color, or it depends on how I guess how your bathroom is painted or the grout you have. Now, our grout is white, so we're going to go with white. Now, a lot of times you'll see this up here, it's white, but it'll also say clear. So you put it on, it looks white, but when it dries up, it disappears. It's like, where'd it go? So you want to make sure you get the white kind, because that'll cover up any kind of imperfections that's behind there in the cracks and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what we're going to use. And basically what you'll do is you'll take your cap off, and then here, and if you look real close, all right, here we go. So if you look on the end of this, when you pull this cap off, there's these different marks on here. Now these are different ways you can cut it. These are just kind of guides for you guys to make it easier for you to cut. You can cut this very tip off, which it's pointless to cut it that way. I would go down to this first little slanted line. That is pretty much your base where you want to be. This basically makes it to where you don't squeeze too much out at one time, and you get just enough out, if that makes any sense. So we're gonna go ahead and cut it. And all right, now that we got it cut, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna basically you're gonna find a spot on here that you're comfortable with squeezing. Like sometimes I'll just start like this, and then you're gonna go ahead and just kind of squeeze it just a little bit until it starts coming out the end, just about like that. And just kind of go ahead and get you kind of started. That's what I'll do. And then we're gonna go down here in the beginning. Well, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and go up on this one first, just like that for now. And then you're gonna get in that corner and put this flat end up against basically kind of like the wall almost, but in between that, pretty much in that crack. And you're gonna take it and you're gonna evenly squeeze it, a consistent pressure. You're not gonna let on, not gonna let off, none of that. You're just basically just gonna be a solid, consistent squeeze, and you're just gonna drag it slowly. And then you can kind of watch and see if you're doing it right or not. And so basically, you kind of have a bead like that. And then what I like to do, I like to take my finger and put it kind of right, pretty much right on that bend, and then just run my finger across it. And that basically it pushes it down into the crack more, and pretty much makes any hard edges on the DAP disappear. So I'm going to go ahead and do this over here real quick. Let me finish this up and we'll come back. All right, so that side's done. So let's go ahead and start over here. Do the same thing, get in that corner and just kind of squeeze and find you a little consistent squeeze here. Just a consistent, easy pressure. Now notice, you're still gonna see a little bit of the stuff on the back. That's part of it. Kind of happens, so. And then, once you get kind of where you want to be, like I said, you'll do it again. You grab your finger and you just kind of run it along that crack. Now, you're going to get little spots like this, okay? You're going to get spots like that where you can still kind of see behind it. That's fine. Not a big deal. You can just go back in and run you a little bit more over it, just a little bit. Or if you still got some left on your finger, you just kind of hit that a little bit and cover that up. You're good to go. And let me finish this up and we'll come back. All right, guys, so that's pretty much it. Like I said, it's pretty simple. It's not that hard to do. Some people, I know they kind of worry about it. They panic or whatever. So like I said, if you just kind of follow the steps and do it like that, you'll be good to go. And once you're all done, you kind of take your scraps and just throw it in the trash, and that's pretty much how that's done. All right, guys, so here's your quick little video on how to do that. Like I said, I know the video is kind of shaky in some spots, a little blurry. It's because I was trying to hold the camera and do it at the same time. But as you see, the tub's nice and done now. Now all you gotta do pretty much is get all your scraps and stuff out of there and take it out, throw it in the trash. You don't have to do anything crazy with it, just throw it in the trash. So if the video helped you out, make sure you comment, make sure you like the video, and until next time, guys.